Chapter 1 Be the Patriarch from Today. You are listening at FameTV.info. 3,145 years of the Great Qianlongchang. The 9th day of April. Pinyin Wang, the first owner of the family, Wang Dingyu, died of injury after the 7-day mourning period. Wang Shouzhe, who is a direct descendant of the bloodline, followed the national system and clan rules, and under the auspices of the grandmother Wang /s Gongsun Hui and the elders of the clans, he became the new generation of the ancestors and ancestors of Ming Longyan. Patriarch. Wang /s family was rated as the 9-rank Xuanwu family, whose influence was limited to the area of Weiping town, Chongning, and belonged to the last family. But the ancestors have also been wide, and the roots can be traced to the line of the Dogon Wang family. Thousands of years ago, the ancestors separated from the Dogon Wang clan for some reason, and came to Longzhou County not far away. They opened up the mountains and built the Longzhou Wang family, laying the foundation of the family. At that time, the Longzhou Wang family was considered to be a famous family, and the limelight was the same. It's only a pity that flowers /t have 100 days of red, and people /t have 1,000 days. After the scenery, the family status gradually declined. After that in the 3,000 years of Longchang, Wang Zhouxian, the talent of the Longzhou Wang family, went south to Changningwai with his family in Kailingling. He opened up wasteland at the intersection of Luping mountain range and Anjiang and built Jiali town. Lanlu Lanyu made contributions to the development of human habitat and built the safe Wang family. Take root and thrive. Zhou Xian /s ancestor had reached the late stage of the Lingtai realm at the peak of his combat power, and he covered the sky in Pingan town. What makes Zhou Xian /s ancestors even more proud is that his grandson Queen has a long smoke and sky. At the age of 18, she refining the 7 levels of the Qi realm. After being admitted to the famous Zifu Academy, she broke through to the Lingtai realm at the age of 30. At the age of 60, he broke through to the middle level of the Lingtai realm and was deeply cultivated by the Zifu Academy. At the same time, Wang Longyan and Lu Xuanfu of the Shanin Lu family are both called Changning Shuangjiao, and they are well known. In addition, the grandson Wang Qiangyuan, the great-grandson of the ancestor, is equally talented. Under the cultivation and support of the ancestor, he reached the spiritual stage at the age of 40 and took the position of the head of the family. At that time, the Wang family /s 3 Lingtais will have unlimited scenery, and family power will even affect the entire Changningwai area. Until Longchang 3095, when Zhou Xian /s ancestor was 145 years old, the beasts in the depths of the long-rested Luping mountain suddenly rioted, and Ping /an town became the first disaster area. In order to protect the family /s century-old foundation, the ancestor Zhou Xian personally dragged the Tier 5 fierce beast and swallowed the sun tiger, waiting for reinforcements. The battle was extremely tragic. Although the golden wings swallowing the sun and the beast were both besieged and killed by the Changningwai reinforcements that arrived later, the Pinyin Wang clan had already suffered a great deal of trauma. In this battle, not only the ancestor Zhou Xian has fallen, but also the 4th generation ancestor Wang Qiangyuan of the 4th generation Lingtai realm, who was placed high hopes by the ancestors, and the 5th generation successor Wang Xiaoqi also fought the beast disaster. The fall of the 2 generations of the Ping and Wang family /s Lingtai realm has greatly reduced the power and prestige. But the 2 obedient vassal families of Lu and Zhao were about to move, and they tried to annex Wang /s foundation. At the critical moment, Wang Longyan, the 3rd generation of Wang /s clan, resolutely gave up the promising future of Zifu Academy and returned to his family, and took the initiative to fight against the enemy /s 3 powerful men in the Lingtai realm. With 1 enemy and 3 blows, Wang Longyan brazenly beheaded the enemy /s allies in the Lingtai realm, shocking the ancestors of the Lu and Zhao Lingtai. It's only a pity that Wang Longyan suffered too much injury in this battle. his strength fell to the elementary level of the Lingtai realm and his life was greatly reduced. But even so, Wang Longyan still carried the burden with his own strength, and barely guarded the safety of the Wang family. The Lu family and the Zhao family did not dare to provoke Wang Longyan too much, so they decided on the technique of cannibalization. Time flies by, and another 40 to 50 years have passed. Generations of clansmen have never appeared in the next spiritual stage. This time even the patriarch Wang Dingyu died. All the burden seems to fall on the new generation of Patriarch Wang Shouja. 1/S main residence, inside a quaint courtyard wing room. No, Patriarch the deceased is over, you can eat something first. If you continue to do this, your body may not be able to eat. These meals are prepared for you by Lady Gongsun herself. The close servant Wang Gui cautiously carried it. With the red sandalwood food box, the eyebrows are full of worry. Wang Shouja breathed out his breath, put down the minutes of Wang/S inheritance, his eyes recovered some clarity, and thoughts arose in his heart. I can /T think of a car accident, I crossed into a fantasy world, and somehow became a decline. The head of the Xuanwu clan. It's a pity, it seems that the burden is very heavy. It turned out that as early as 3 days ago, the original Wang Shouja was too sad because of the mourning of the guard. He fainted in front of his father/S coffin, and when he woke up faintly, he became a traverser. In the past 3 days, the process of memory fusion has made Wang Shouja look a little muddled. Everyone only said that he was overwhelmed and a little lost, but they didn't know the truth about the inner universe, but according to the family rules and inheritance, he was arched to the position of patriarch. After reading minutes of Wang/S inheritance, Wang Shouja probably has some understanding of the family and the world. The world he lives in is called the Qiangua. The Qian is based on the basalt family, the royal family is the largest basalt family, and other large and small basalt families are densely covered with stars. Are intertwined with each other, directly or indirectly affecting the entire political, economic, and even the lifeline of the nation/S fortune. Don't think that the Wang family is just the last 9-class family, but in the Ping'an area of Chongning, it is already one of the strong local snakes, and the government agencies guard the mansion also occupy a lot of right to speak. Even as early as the generation of Wang Shouja/S great-grandfather, the Wang family was a unique overlord family in Ping/An town, and the powerful tentacles could affect the surrounding areas of Changningwai. It just that with the 2 thrilling turning battles in Wang family inheritance minutes, the family masters have fallen behind, and it is not as good as 1 year. Even if the ancestors of Longyan tried their best to support it, it was difficult to resist the joint cannibalization of Lu and Zhao. In order to be able to cultivate to the spiritual stage and turn the tide, Wang Dingyu, the former patriarch, did not hesitate to go deep into the dangers of the outer domain to seek breakthrough opportunities. However, Wang Dingyu/S success failed, and unfortunately he lost his life at an early age, which made the declining Ping Wang family worse. If there are no accidents, the Wang family/S property will be gradually eroded and replaced by the other 2 in Ping/An town in the next few decades. The once large and brilliant family will also decline and collapse, and the family blood will become common people. It/S just an interesting world. Wang Shouja squinted his eyes slightly, he couldn't help but confuse his memory. It seems that although his predecessor Wang Shouja is young, he is not a simple character. Memory tells him that Wang Shouja has been hailed as a young genius since he was a child. In the blood of the 7 generations of descendants counted by the ancestor Zhou Xian, he is only slightly inferior to the ancestor Longyan. Under the cultivation of the family/S concentrated resources, Wang Shouja reached the 6th level of the Qi refining realm at the age of 18, not far from the 7th level. This is good news, at least not through the waste material. Wang Gui, the small servant on the side, watched Wang Shouja/S face change, and he became more worried. Patriarch, please rest first, I/LL go and ask the doctor to come over. It/S okay, I/M fine. Wang Shouja stopped his move. Wang Gui, you go out first, I need to think about some things. Hey. Wang Gui put down the food box and walked away, carefully closing the door. After Wang Gui left, when there was only one person left, Wang Shouja breathed a sigh of relief and relaxed. These days, the guardian and consciousness merged. Without eating properly, the stomach was already groaning with hunger, revitalizing the family and so on. First, fill up the stomach and then look back slowly. Open the lid of the exquisite sandalwood food box, and a wonderful smell of the meal comes out. The inside of the food box is divided into several partitions, with rice, vegetables and meat, and a piece of steamed fish. Stimulated by his appetite, he quickly picked up the chopsticks, grabbed a piece of meat and stuffed it into his mouth. The condiments were average, but the taste was very rich. With good chewing, the fragrant meat smelled all over the mouth. After swallowing, he could still feel it faintly. There was a slight flow of heat surging. So delicious. What kind of meat is this? Pork. No, the pork tastes rough and not so delicate. Lamb. It/S not right. The meat doesn't/T have the slightest taint, the meat is rich and the juice is plump, and the taste is like the expensive imported beef that I occasionally tasted before crossing. But soon, his memory of fusion told him that this is Linghorn yak, a precious meat. Long-term consumption can strengthen the body and promote the role of cultivation. His predecessor was a young patriarch, and he was also of extraordinary talent. He was the first order of family resources to support him, and he was naturally qualified to enjoy such resources. Wang Shouja felt a little heat surging in his body, and his energy quickly recovered. I couldn't/T help but sighed secretly. It was really good meat. Under the temptation of delicious food, the few chopsticks ate up the few yak meat. Yu reading www.uukangshu. The meaning was still in the end. He stared at the steamed fish again, and his memory told him that it was called the red-tailed scorpion. It is a rare spirit fish from the Anjiang River in Sichuan. It belongs to the second-order fierce beast level. It can grow up to hundreds of kilograms at any time, and it can turn a boat extremely fierce. Ordinary fishermen encountered this kind of beast for fear of avoiding it, and a slower escape would cause the ship to capsize and kill. This red-tailed scorpion was still the ancestor Wang Dingyu, who used methods with several clan masters and was lucky enough to capture it last year. After being decomposed and pickled, it is stored in the family ice cellar as a spiritual supplement for the young blood of the family. The chef picked up the fish bones long ago, and the fish meat is fresh and smooth in the mouth, and accompanied by a refreshing and comfortable feeling. The whole body is very comfortable and delicious. Rice is not a mortal thing, the rice is full of crystals, it tastes firm and elastic, and has a rich flavor of jilan. This is the famous spiritual food by Yuzi rice. This meal made Wang Shouja taste endless, his body/S weakness and malaise dissipated, and he was replaced by energetic spirits. If you eat like this all over the meal, you will definitely practice incredibly fast. But this is obviously impossible, and now the family is no longer in its former glory. Even his status sequence is far from being so extravagant, let alone other family members. He is now promoted to the Patriarch, and he can ignore other family members and endlessly encroach on their resources to supply him. If this is the case, it won't be long before this family will be separated and its demise will be accelerated. Even if it is to eat all kinds of delicacies, it is necessary to help the Wang family grow strong. System. Wang Shouja lay on the bed to digest, closing his eyes and calmly calling. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.